Hey guys, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to a little breakdown I wanted to do for My Hero 1's Justice 2. Blowing the hell out of this game for the last couple of weeks, so figured, yeah, I might as well just go ahead and actually make individual videos for my analysis of such stuff. Today we're going to be going over a little loop that was discovered by... I don't actually know who it was discovered by. I first found this little loop through Globku's channel. Link down in the description, I guess. But it was so badly... dissected at the time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it for myself. I mastered it to a degree. I'm not hugely consistent with it, but I have enough practice with it. I figure I can go ahead and show it for you guys. I'm gonna do it fully once because it's not fully consistent, but hey, it'll give you something to work with. There we go. That only took about 2 attempts. Just go let the super rock. And there we go. About 2/3 of Midoriya's life is now gone. Awesome. So this is the Shigaraki loop. By now, I imagine since it's been over a month since that video came out, it's probably been heavily optimized since then. But I wanted to go ahead and detail this specifically because I feel like this is a good jumping off point for learning Shigaraki, as well as trying to get good execution in this game in general, although probably not as much mashing, if you know what I mean. So the Shigaraki loop, I'll go again, the community can correct me on this and show me more where I'm looking for optimized routes, but this is the one I've been currently practicing, is the one I wanted to address directly. So the loop is essentially, it's not really anything too complicated actually. It's essentially looping 3 attacks back to back, which is tilt quirk 2, tilt quirk, or no, regular quirk 1, and then tilt quirk 1. And it's essentially looping these about 2 to 3 times in a combo. Theoretically, if there weren't for the Fallout system, you could easily get infinite with this. Well, not easily, but you know what I mean, something roughly equivalent to that. So, this loop here gets you really damn good damage. I mean, fucking hell, even if I drop it, I'm still getting really good damage as well as pressure. If I'm able to hit confirm that I drop my combo, I can still pressure the hell out of him. So I mean, it's pretty decent across the board, especially if the right assists back you up. You could compensate for your combo drops, but at that point you should probably be more aiming to just land it in general. So there's a couple things I want to mention for this combo essentially. One is it's actually really damn strict. I just dropped it just now, and I've been practicing this combo pretty consistently for a week, and I'm still dropping it, although I'm a couple days out of practice by now. But that's an example, despite the amount of hours I put into this combo, it's still not very consistent. The big reason is because going from this to this is not too hard. The first hard part is getting this cancel into this. As you can see, that just barely dropped. It really has to do with spacing and the speed of execution. This is I don't think this is a just frame, but it's extremely small in order to turn that into an actual combo for the first loop. And on top of that, you also have chaining this. There's a bunch of different areas in this combo that are very tight, but I'm going to explain roughly what I'm doing. It's just hardcore input buffering. If you're not familiar with input buffering, it's a huge thing, especially in Tekken, which is where I got the inspiration to just kind of mess with this from. Input buffering is when you're essentially pressing an attack button before the prior move is already done. So for example, with Shigaraki here, I do tilt 1, but while it's happening, I'm already trying to input tilt quirk 1. As you can hear from my controller, that way as soon as the move is, or as soon as the prior move enters its first available cancel window, there's a good chance I'm gonna land it. For example, that, and that's still the even combo. So that shows you how tight this damn move is. It's just big enough that you can land it, but not big enough that you have some leniency. I've been doing this. I've been trying to land this consistently against the AI for a week, but I haven't done this online yet because I'm not that brave. Yeah, that would be kind of nuts. If you want an easier version of this, I guess if you're not feeling comfortable, you can just do this into the first loop and just go over that. Still a little tricky, but if you just go for the first loop, it's not the worst thing in the world. And you can get about 50%, 45, 50, something like that. So overall, that's not too horrible. The best thing though is that this by itself does a metric shit ton of damage. Let me go ahead and burn some bar, burn a little more bar. Okay, I'm gonna try to lance again and show you just how much meter gain this gives you. Yeah, even those 2 reps gave me like almost a full letter bar, so that's not too bad. The best thing about learning this combo is that it requires absolutely no resources, and if you do it by itself without any investment, you do like 40% of the opponent's health. So yeah, in terms of the risk reward, it's definitely more in your favor to try this and to get consistent with it. I also realized while I was trying to do it just there, even if you're mashing the hell out of the button, there's still a good chance you're not going to be able to, you know, get fully out. Like, that just barely works. I think this is about the range where you touch your opponent. And as you can see, if you're even tiniest bit slow, you're going to miss. It's really comes down to like the frame data that you gain from this move to when this is able to come out. Yeah, you can generally tell if the combo is going to land just by the fact that if the number goes away, it's not going to work. They fly away usually. You're not too horribly unsafe, but it's not ideal, I would say, in that situation. The other big thing is also getting this into the next throw. So for example, like even if you get this down, it's still a matter of actually making sure you get the next throw. The key to the throw is that you want to do the, for me anyway, like I find it's usually best to go for the first 2 hits and not the 3rd hit into the next throw. You can mess with it if you want to. The total move itself has like 6 hits, but it's very finicky in terms of landing it in my book. Also, it's easier to just go for a low rep so you keep your opponent more towards the center of the arena, and you can adjust it more as you go forward. Which leads me to the next point. Always try to throw your opponent towards the center of the arena, because this combo has like no consistency against the wall whatsoever. Hell, let me go ahead and try to show this. As you can see, the projectile just completely whiffed because, you know, it went to the wall. It's a bit of an issue. So yeah, always try to aim your opponent, if not towards the center of the ring, at least away from the wall and not like along the edges. It's generally better to work diagonals in this situation. So, you know, for example, this might not work. Well, I was also just slow there, but that would probably have dropped there anyway because Midori would have been on this axis, but I would have been going this way. Not generally good. And also the last big thing, since I just remind myself about that, this is a great thing to actually note. The last big thing about this loop is the fact that with the tilt quirk 1, you can drift. One thing I really recommend is that while you're doing this, let me get the right move out. When you go for this, you want to, as soon as I hit triangle the first time, I'm already holding like a direction on the control stick and the D-pad. Generally as close to the enemy as I possibly can. However, when the move itself comes out, if you're still holding that direction, there's a good chance you'll fly off and you'll just completely miss because, you know, the frame data is not there. You know, you're not even physically at the opponent. So yeah, oopsie, not very good. Yeah. So what you want to do, and I find this to be the big consistency bump you want. This alone took my consistency from like 20% to 50%, like as soon as I landed this. Like even a couple days ago, I was getting like 70, 80%. This is actually a big thing you want to keep in mind. What you want to do, mash it so it starts coming out, but you want to let go of the control stick. Shigaraki will generally auto-correct himself to going right towards the enemy. Ignore how the combo dropped there. If it was tighter, it would have landed, but that's generally like the best advice you can go for. So for example, if I were to not take this advice and instinctually like just keep mashing, I'm gonna go this way. Or if I'm mashing and I'm trying to hold it as close to him as I possibly can, that is not the correct direction, oopsie. And I might accidentally fly off that way. Again, the best thing you can possibly do here is just to keep keep letting it go right to the enemy. And as you can see, the only consistency issue I have now is mashing or the triangle button, or just find the best cancel window to go from this into this. If I were a little more warmed up right now, I would probably have a much higher consistency rate, but this is very important if you do want to land this loop. So once again, the full thing, if you keep these general rules in mind, it'll look something like this. Oh yeah, also you gotta be careful about the last hits dropping with the circle button. I have no idea why that drops. It is so weird. It's never given me that issue before. I find generally, like, if you're going for this, just holding the circle button or the quirk 2 button, I guess in this regard, tilt quirk 2, it works a lot more consistently, so mess with that as you see fit. There we go. And of course, because of the hits racked up, he's most likely going to meteor, aka fall out of the combo. So, yes. Now, as for combo enders, you can just leave it at that. There's nothing saying you have to go above this amount. It's just generally what I try to go for. The issue comes in when you're trying to go for your level 1 or your level 2. Your level 1, as you saw earlier, I've had no problem landing it whatsoever. If I were to give myself about, it doesn't really matter how much meter. Shigaraki advances way far forward. Like, look at that. He goes extremely far forward. The issue with the level 2, though, this fucking move kills me. It's slow, it's an uppercut, there's a lot of active frames when the opponents can still fall backwards before it lands. It's not great. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this move. So, what I personally recommend, stick to your level 1. If you can help it, try use like your level, sorry, not your level 1, your assist. Like if it's, you know, like Jiro, you can use this at some point to just stun them and then go for your level 2, because once you hit the level 2 move, they're not gonna meteor. I think. I could be wrong about that one. Cammy, I don't really recommend so much because she does meteor the opponent. It's a little bit iffy, but hey, it's what it is. I guess theoretically you could use your level 3 EX plus Ultra. I mean, there's nothing saying you can't. I never actually tried it before. Actually, I'm gonna get a quick shot. Not the most consistent thing in the world. Let's just do the tilt quirk 1 into it. See if that actually works any better. I mean, it connected. That's good, but it doesn't look like it's really the most consistent thing in the world. I'm gonna try the whole. I've never actually tried this before. I'm gonna try the whole loop into the EX plus Ultra. That is so weird. It's almost like the frame data for Shigaraki's level 1 is different. That's bizarre, but okay. Yeah, now to actually showcase what it looks like if you try to attack on the level 2. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And again, just to illustrate, super consistent off the level 1. Like, you don't even need to try. Shigaraki is just immediately in his opponent's ass. I guess something you could try is if maybe you could extend it using like the Jiro assist or something like that, but you gotta be really careful about the fallout mechanic at that point. So generally when you bring it all together, the move or the combo itself is kind of consistent. I think the biggest issue is still this cancel window. Sorry, cancel window. That's hard to say. It's a little hard to do in terms of like getting it down. If you're not great at it, mashing it's not the worst thing in the world. I would highly recommend. While you do get more hits if you do the full thing, you also run the risk of, like, I don't know, dropping frames or something, and you miss your cancel window into the next circle attack, and just because of a bit of a mess. You can go for more damage if you let more hits rock with this, with each rep, but I don't recommend it. I recommend just going with, you know, the consistent routes. If you're playing in tournament or online, the more consistency is generally better than damage, unless you're really really fucking good at it. In which case, you can give it a shot, but alter your timing for, you know, drop frames under online connections. Yeah, that's what happens if you try to go for a third rep. It doesn't quite let you go through with it. So, you know, try cap your rep at 3 grabs and 2 of the chase sequence. Well, not 2 of them. Yeah, just try to stick to 3 reps at most if you can help it. If you have assists, that might change the properties of it. I'm not sure because I don't have the confidence of my execution to try to rip the Jiro assist with Shigaraki running around like this. If you think you are, go for it. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to pump the brakes there. So, hope you guys learned a thing or two. Shigaraki is really, really fun in this game. I feel like this alone is like worth investing in Shigaraki because of the sheer damage and the brutality of this god. I mean, putting your opponent to a coin flip situation to win is generally pretty good. Oh yeah, also, there is one other great thing about this damn loop. You can do it airborne. And also, the air loop is really easy to land. Or at least the first rep. Because look at this. You get his air tilt quirk 1 just brings him right out of the air. It's easiest after his armor move, I think. Yeah, it's getting funky now. It should work. Boom, boom, and there. I could probably go for more reps if I practice that more, but I think you generally got the idea with that. Also might do less damage on average. 50%, still 50%, whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, give Shigaraki a shot. He is really, really cool. And yeah, peace.